So I'm going to start our stretch by getting rid of all the tension in the shoulders, all the movement, bringing it into our spine. So let's just sit the feet just about hip distance apart and let the hands drop to the thighs. Let's start with the right shoulder. Just a nice big roll. Pulling the shoulder up, rolling it back and down. Just left something unmuted 1 second. Keep rolling, you don't have to stop. There we go. And then that shoulder roll. Now start to make that circle just a little bit bigger. Palm facing forward, shoulder blade rolling back, and then letting the head turn. So you're starting to look back over the shoulder and still pulling the elbow and the shoulder blade down towards the back of the ribs. Breathing as you lift. And again, breathing out, pulling down with that shoulder blade. 2 more circles. And then let's do that on the other side. So let the hands just drop by your thighs. So just start a nice, easy circle first of all. Little connection to your core, so as you're starting to move the shoulder, you're trying to keep the trunk of the body nice and still. Then whenever you're ready, start to make that circle a little bit bigger. Now first you might notice your palms staying down to the floor. Bit by bit, try and open your palm to the front. Whenever you're ready, let the movement come into the neck. Just let the head turn, follow the hand. Try and hold your right shoulder slightly back into that position. So you're not letting the whole body twist. And again, feel the rotation of your spine now. Get that shoulder blade and the elbow pulling down into the back of your ribs. 2 more. And your last one. From here, to simply bring both hands forward. So the hands cross, your chin tucks in. And almost pull the elbows to the back of your ribs again. Breathing in. And then breathing out to pull back. Now your elbows won't touch, but you get that feeling you're trying to get your elbows to touch each other at the back. Palms up to the ceiling. So again, that's going to help to open the chest. Feel the shoulder blades pulling back and down. Breathe in as you come forward and out as you roll back. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And 4 more. Oh, it's always nice to do the chest. Opening and lifting your heart up towards the ceiling. 1 more time. Bring the hands down. Now lift both arms and let them drop to the right and then over to the left. Trying to keep the hips square as you move the arms. So again, just bring in some more freedom, some more release into the shoulders. Now keep the eye gaze coming forward and then directly to the side, never looking down. So we're keeping the movement into the neck, into the spine. The hips, they're staying fixed forwards. And 1 more each way. And then into our little wraps. And with our wrap, we can take a little step. Now, as we step, keep that left foot pressing into the floor. Because what we don't want to do is turn the hips. We're trying to keep the hips forward. So as we press that left foot down and strengthen that left leg, we're going to get much more rotation through the spine. And also feel more of a stretch down the front of the hip as well. So breathe out, let the arms go. 4 more. And again, it's not a very big step. Just keep pushing back into that left foot. Let the head and shoulders turn. 1 last time. And we're going to keep the feet wide. Hands come into the centre. Take a nice big breath in, reach up. Bend your knees. Arms come halfway up. Down, reach and press. So again, bend the knees again, reach, press and look up. Breathe in, knees pressing out over your toes and reach up to the ceiling. Now turn your palms and press the palms up, feel your ribs lifting. Breathe in through the nose, let it go, breathe out and push. A little bit deep into the hips if you feel ready. Reaching, knees wide at the bottom, heart lifts, and your eye gaze does too. 1 more time. Now from here, just bring the hands down. You might want to take your feet a little bit wider, and you're just going to now reach from 1 knee over to the other. Now just let 1 leg straighten and 1 knee bend. Start to gently push the hips back. So you're searching for a stretch on the inner thighs. So feel your weight shift. And as you shift your weight to one leg, push back into the opposite foot at the same time. Bottom pushing back behind the heels. Again, try and get a little bit of rotation through your upper body, maybe a look over the shoulder. Oh. So it's nice and gentle for now. Once more each side. And then we're going to do that sequence again. So coming back into the centre, bring your feet in. Feet under the hips, and then when you're ready, lift the arms, drop them to the right, to the left. Now we can start to bring some movement in the ankles too. By just simply lifting the heels, pushing down through the balls of your feet. Feel the breath, lifting the arms, breathing in, let it go. You always want to try and breathe out as you release. Complete opposite to Pilates, you're only breathing out with the effort. This time you breathe out as you let the arms drop. Again, let the eye gaze come up with the hands. Next one to your right, stay at your right hand side, and then when you're ready, wrap and step. Keep your right knee facing forward, so you're pushing with that right foot. Let the arms swing. And feel you're making your arms swing by turning your upper body. Your shoulders completely relaxed, almost heavy, just swinging and wrapping around your body. Now 2 more across. And then resting. Stepping the feet out wide. Again, bend the knees, reach the arms up, sit the hips down, halfway, reach and press. And this time, take a side bend. Now, next time you rise, take a hold of your right wrist, press up, and then over to the left. So we're going to anchor both feet into the floor. Take the left wrist, reach, bend the knees, take the right wrist, press first, and then ease over. Now feel really strong and grounded with your legs, especially going to that side bend. So get much more stretch into the spine, into the waist. Find the breath again, breathing in, breathe out. Perfect, a couple more because that feels quite nice. Press and reach. And again, once more each side after this. Now don't force yourself, but just see if you go a tiny bit further by breathing out. Breathe in. Again, holding, breathing out and going further. Back into the centre. Now from here, turn your toes forward this time and bend the knees a little. Draw the belly to the back and tip forwards. Now bend the knees as much as you need to, the toes pointing forward. Try and straighten the legs a little and release. So straighten and then bend. And all you're trying to do as you straighten your legs is get the feeling you're pushing your bottom back and up. And it might not be too big, you might not fully straighten the legs, which is fine. But hopefully really starting to get into the back of your thighs. Maybe also starting to feel it in your inner thighs. Breathing in, letting the head come forward a little, and then breathing out, trying to look back between your thighs. Couple more, keeping that belly drawn up to the back. And your last one. From here, both arms straighten, both legs as straight as you comfortably can. And now push the chest forward and lengthen your spine. Even if you have to come up onto your fingertips, try and get the back long. Reach to your right ankle and look towards your right knee. Then into the centre, reach to the left and nose towards knee. So from here, we're reaching across. All 10 toes pointing forward. Try and keep your weight even through both of your feet. And then maybe looking past your thigh.
And as you start to maybe turn your upper body more and look past your thigh, you're going to feel more stretch into the lower back area. So as you ease over to your right, you might notice more stretch in the left hand side of your lower back, and vice versa. Or you might be just thoroughly enjoying that stretch right into your legs. And once more. Hands stay under the shoulders. Bring feet in and bend the knees. So a circular action now with the spine. We're going to lift the belly up and slightly draw the hips back. Bend the elbows, push your heart forwards, lift the belly, sit the hips back, bend the elbows and scoop. So you're trying to round when you rise and trying to scoop as you come forwards. A little bit of arm work, bending the elbows and pushing up through the heels of your hands. A couple more again. And then this time, staying here. So keeping in box position, you're going to reach back to your right ankle, try and look down the side, hand under your shoulder, and then reach to the left. Now, as you're reaching from one side to the other, it might be your knee, you might be able to get to your ankle. But you're trying to get your weight even in both of your knees. So again, as you reach to your left, hopefully you're finding a stretch in the right hand side of your lower back, and vice versa, as you reach to your right, stretch into the left. Try not to let the hips rock. You give your tailbone a little tuck under now. That's going to help bring more length into the lower back, and hopefully feeling more stretch into the lower back. Once more each side. And your very last one. Resting, taking your knees wide next and bringing your toes together. Let the hips ease back to the heels as far as you can and come forward. So just easing yourself back bit by bit. As you pull yourself back, pull your belly button back first. Feel like you're being sucked back with your belly button. You gently press the hands down to the floor. And again, a couple more here. Your last one. And sit back as far as you comfortably can. Maybe bringing the elbows down, maybe keeping the hips a little higher. Whenever you're ready, walking the hands forward, allowing yourself to sink to the floor. Maybe the head can come down towards the ground, or maybe it just hovers, either's fine. And when you start feeling your stretch in your lats, which comes from just underneath your arm, down to the side of your ribs. And maybe to help get into that stretch more, you can straighten the arms and reach your fingertips forward. Press the fingertips down to the floor. Imagine your belly button's being sucked back again. It's pulling you towards the back of your mat, but you're keeping your fingers really firm into the floor. Giving the stretch just underneath the arms. Breathing in when you're ready. Breathing out as you want to deepen your stretch, either reaching the hands further forward or sliding those hips a little further back. But lots of breath. And then walk your hands back when you're ready. Oh, I'm going to bring the feet forward next. We're going to come into a little roll back and bring a little, nearly fell back, never mind, roll back. And bring a little bit more mobility into our shoulders. So don't have the feet too close because it over engages the hips. So the feet out in front, resting on the heels, don't try and put the feet flat. We're going to give our hair a little brush. So from here, we roll back. Let the arms come over the head and a gentle push forwards. So I want to feel the roll of the spine, the opening of your shoulders. Breathing in. Breathe out, push forwards. In through the nose. Arms wrap over the head and breathing out through your mouth. Tailbone tucks. Push forward and lift your heart. And again, slow breath into your opening and breathing out, pushing. A couple more. Now we're going to bring that stretch into the back of the shoulder. So hands come forward. Coming up onto your sit bones. Right hand just by your hip, left arm up and over. Take a hold of the side of your foot. When you're ready, pushing the foot down like you're pushing it onto a pedal, but trying to pull your foot back at the very same time. Then, if you want to deepen the stretch, just let your eye gaze turn, looking back over your right shoulder, and maybe trying to push the foot further down to the pedal, or you can straighten your right leg. Still trying to push the foot down, and at the same time still trying to pull your hand back, your foot back. So again, just around that shoulder. You may feel it at the back of the shoulder, just behind the armpits, or you may feel it just underneath your shoulder blade. And if you're not feeling it, just move about a little in your shoulder, adjust your body a little, find where it feels tightest. Then maybe push the foot down a little bit further, and ease into the centre when you're ready. Change sides, so left hand just comes down by the hip, right arm up and over, taking the outside of the foot, putting the foot down your pedal, tucking the chin, looking over your left shoulder. Now breathe at the length of your spine. Breathe out, try and push the foot down and keep pulling the foot back with the hand. Again, bringing that stretch into your right shoulder. Maybe deepening by taking that left leg out straight. When it starts to ease, maybe adjusting your shoulders, feeling the deeper part of your stretch. Maybe turning the head and looking back over your left shoulder. And then we're ready to go for a swim, I think. So when you're ready, rise, both legs out straight. So the feet hip distance, hands on your sit bones, and just give them a little tug back. Back up nice and tall. You can reach forward to your right foot, and then over to your left. Now try not to let the hips rock, but do let your upper body turn a little. So you're looking to the left, and then looking to your right. Pushing your heart forwards, almost trying to get the front of your ribcage lifted so you get a much better stretch into the hamstrings. Reaching towards your toes. Breathing out each time as you reach forwards. Now we're going to bring both arms in. So when you're ready, lift both arms, reach them forward, roll back through your spine. So again, lift. Feel like you're being pulled back with your belly button. Let the chin tuck in. So from here, got a nice rolling action through the spine. Restacking, throwing the arms forward, pulling back with the belly. Letting your breath go. Breathing in. Again, breathe out, go into your stretch. Breathe and restack. Let it go. One last time, and stay. Maybe you can take a hold of your toes, or you want to let your hands rest on your shins. Just move your feet now, pull your toes back, and let them go. So pull back, and let them go. If you can hold your toes, just again, apply a little bit more pressure, drawing the toes back towards your shins, just giving more stretch coming into your calves. Once more, and then staying. From here, we take both legs out wide. Okay. Taking one leg out, and then the other. So once you're here, hands back behind the bottom, push the hands into the floor and lift up through your chest. Try to get the knees and the toes pointing up to the ceiling, your hips anchored, and then bring the right arm forward, and just gently glide forwards and lift the thumb a little. Keep the left hand pressing into the floor so it helps to hold the shoulders back. I feel like you're tipping forward, rocking into your hips. Lifting the eye gaze. Breathing out as you go into that stretch. Breath in as you ease back. A couple more again. And we deepen, so we hold, bring the hand down, and bring the left hand around. So rest on your fingertips or your hands flat. And just allow yourself to gently rock forwards. Again, try not to round the back. Keep the front of the ribs lifted. You can walk your hands a little further forward. Maybe bend your elbows a little bit more. As I say, just finding that nice stretch, but it's not as nice as some, but it's there. And a couple more. and stay. So wherever you can feel that stretch, stay and breathe. Breathe at the length of your spine. Try and create that space, a little bit of air between each vertebrae. Breathe out, let your upper body feel a little heavier. Encourage you to sink down to the floor. One leg you might feel stretching more than the other. Just allow yourself to get heavier. When you're ready, push the hands into the floor. Walk your hands back. Bring the soles of your feet together. So you're going to pull the feet back as far as you comfortably can. And again, trying to keep the soles of the feet pressing towards each other. Lift the chest up, elbows or hands to your knees, and gently pressing down towards the floor. And then again, so you can hinge forward again a little. So again, into those inner thighs. Now again, the knees might be up here, which is fine. So that little hinge forward is going to help to increase the stretch. You might hold onto your toes and try and bring your heart forward. Much comfier on the mat. Bring your heart forward over your feet. Try and use the out breath to deepen your stretch. Breath into ease, out to release. And once more. And resting. So from here, keep that left foot in. Let your right foot sit in front of your left or on your shin or up on your thighs. It's a modified half lotus. You're going to try and encourage this knee down. And as you encourage this one down, ooh, not done that for a while, you feel a stretch right down the hips. Hopefully. Now lift, sit tall. When you're ready, just easing back into your side bends. Try not to let the hips rock. Just feel the movement of your upper body. One hand anchor into the ground and the opposite arm reaching over. Keep gently pressing the knees downwards. And again, the more you keep the hips and the knees still, not only are you keeping the stretch in the hip and the outer thigh, it's allowing more of the movement to come into the spine, into the neck as you let your ear come towards your shoulder. Once more, and rest. Let's twist. So your left hand comes to the back of your right thigh. So it's the back of your hand resting against your thigh. Straighten this arm. Press the hand against the knee and gently draw your right shoulder back. At the same time, breathe that length of your spine. Create that space. Feel you're allowing yourself to become taller. And then when you feel taller, so you can twist a little further. Feel the rotation coming through the upper back, through the neck. Breathe in and grow again. Breathe out, see if you can find a little bit more rotation. And then releasing back into the centre. Unravel your legs. Easier said than done. Take the legs back out in front. Pull the sit bones back. Go for another swim. So reaching forwards. Gently pushing the fingertips forward. Turning the head and turning your shoulders. Slightly trying to shine your heart from one side of the room across the other side of the room. You might notice, it feels a little easy this time. Maybe you're moving a little further forward with those fingers. Breathe out as you allow yourself to ease forward. Almost like a sigh, just letting everything relax. Both arms this time. So as you pull the arms back, reach them up. It's like you're doing the butterfly crawl this time. Arms throwing forward towards the feet. Pulling back with the belly. And again, feeling the movement of the back. Feel the spine re-stepping. Breathing in and pull back. In through your nose, out through your mouth. A couple more, lengthening right into those fingertips. And your last one. And then resting. So the hands can rest either on your shins or on the floor, or you might find your toes. Now either way, you're going to pull your toes back and let them point forwards. pull back and then point forwards. If you reach your toes, you can physically pull the toes back and just feel more stretching right into your calves. Again, breathe out each time you pull the toes back. Breath in to release. Couple more. And then let it go. Taking the legs out wide. The one leg, bend the other, hands behind the bottom, push the hands into the floor, keeping the right hand anchored this time, shoulders nice and square to the front, and your left arm, slide and lift. Again, feel your breath, breathing as you ease back, almost sigh as you come forwards. That's what we do, we want to relax, don't we? Just let everything go. What does that same feeling? Just the breath makes a big, big difference. So ease your breath in, let it go, ease it in, and let it go, and hold in this time. From here, bring the hands down, bring the opposite hand around, keep the hips and shoulders square, fingertips or elbows, and just allow yourself to sink and lift a little. So again, as you hinge forward, try and keep that length in the back, and almost feel like you're rocking forward into your hips. And each time as you rock forward, not coming to a point of pain, but just feeling a deeper, deeper stretch, maybe down the back of your thighs, maybe in your inner thighs. Feel the heart coming forwards. And take your time, usually allowing the muscles to lengthen. Breathe out, let it go. Breathe in, knees back. And one last time. And from the centre, walk your hands back. From here, we're going to cross the feet again. This time, your right foot comes in first. So your left foot crosses. And you can either keep the feet crossed, or you can bring your left foot onto your calf, or up onto your thigh. And again, you might notice the knee wants to be here. And that's because these muscles are tight. So again, gently trying to encourage the knee down. That's where you'll feel that lovely stretch. It's supposed to be lovely. It's effective, but not lovely. And now we grow tall and bring the fingertips down into that side bend again. And again, as you're moving the arms, trying to let the hips rock. That's your base, that's your anchor. And then the muscles that are attached to your pelvis can stretch more. Let the arm come towards the ear. Let your palm face down to the floor. Let the head feel a little heavier. But your hips still super glued down to the ground. Breathing out through the mouth. Breath in with the left. Out to reach. In with the left. Once more. And then from here, your right hand comes across the back of your left thigh. Just the one, points to the ceiling. Pressing against your thigh and pulling your left shoulder slightly back. Use that left hand, push it into the floor and make yourself taller. Feel you're growing from your base through your lower back. Create a little bit more space into your mid back. And that space come all the way up through your neck. And then letting the head turn. Breathing in through your nose. Breathe out, pressing the hand gently against the thigh. Easing the left shoulder back. Staying tall. Breathing through your nose. And then breathe out, just turn one last time if you can. And then release. Coming into the centre. Get the feet out wide this time. So from here, just let the knees drop. Down to the right. Thrust that left hip forward and then drop them down to the left. Almost thrust that right hip forward. So again, we come back into the hips. Just letting the hip joints move. Lift the chest up So as you thrust the hip forward, grow tall again. And you're finally allowed to lift the front of the ribs right up off the hips. Now staying on your left hand side. Shuffle back on the mat. We're going to stay here with this left knee bent, and we're going to try and straighten out this right leg. Now, if you can't get it completely straight, it's fine. You might be quite happy with a bend in the knee. Or you're going to straighten the leg and turn onto the tops of your toes. As you turn onto the tops of your toes, bring your right hand forward, and then your left hand, so you're squaring your shoulders now to the floor. Just rock gently over towards your right hip. And it's like you're trying to press your right hip bone down to the floor. It probably won't get there, unless you're super stretchy. But again, just that feeling of rocking the hip across. Feel how it opens the left hip. Now again, turn your body, look over your left shoulder. Feel how that helps to deepen the stretch even more. If you need more, you might not need more. You might be quite happy where you are. Roll to the tops of your toes. Try and cruise the hip down. Breathe out with each little turn. And then let's stay in the stretch now. So as your hip presses towards the heel, you should feel the stretch in the left hip. Again, hands can come forward. You might just want to stay here. And if you're staying here, just keep breathing nice and deep into the hips. And when the hips start to ease, you might want to breathe out and maybe bring the elbows down, or bring your chest just a little further forward. You all know what you want to do, Lexi Dog. You want to go walk it, love, don't you? Not yet. Got some more stretching to do first. It's alright for some. Now again, once you're here, the hips might seem to ease again, so maybe just that little rock from side to side. Not forcing it, just feeling the muscles get a deeper stretch. Breathing out again, you gently encourage that hip down. It's not down dog time yet, or up dog. And your last one, and staying. When you're ready, arms straighten, ribs lift, reach back, take the inside of your right foot if you can. Yeah, it is your right foot, just checking. Now from here, pull your left shoulder back again. Little squeeze of your right buttocks if you're trying to thrust that hip back down to the floor. And then lift the front of your ribs, lift your heart. Maybe slide the knee a little further back, see how that feels. But only if you want to deepen the stretch. Breathing in deeply. Breathing out, so you can encourage the heel a little closer to the bottom now, so you're getting more stretch down the front of your thigh. Again, it's tempting to lean forward to avoid that stretch. So if you're leaning forward, just ease off with the foot, bring the shoulders back, and then bring the foot in. Oh, there it is. There it is. Want to find it on the other side? Release your foot. Roll the knees. So bending both knees, and just let them roll first. Again, just allow the hips to ease off. Little twist, press the knees down to the floor. And the next time you come over to the right, you can stay on your right hand side. So let's do that little sequence again. So you might want to push the right foot a little forward, further forward. From here, hand to ankle, one hand just above the knee. Just allow yourself to gently rock forward, so just easing the hips off first. Breathing out, pushing your heart over your shin, maybe past your shin. So you get the feeling of trying to lengthen your back as you hinge forward. And you feel a much deeper stretch into the hips. Or hip, just a one for now. Right, when you're ready from here, we're going to bring that stretch a little deeper. So you might have to bring the hands forward, you might have to ease the elbows down, wherever you feel not comfortable, but stretched. Square the shoulders to the floor a little. Oh. Maybe a little turn of the head. So as you push your right shoulder down, almost pull your left shoulder back a little. And that tiny, tiny bit of rotation to the upper body is really picked up in the hips. And again, use the out breath. Okay, when you're ready, we'll go a little bit deeper. So the hands come back. You don't have to move. You're going to take your leg behind. You're going to move all the balls off the mat. And then turn onto the top of your toes. And then from here, just think about that hip. Just rolling towards the heel. And if you struggle to get that leg straight, it's fine. Keep a little bend in the knee. And just keep trying to rock the hip over towards the heel. Now as you rock the hip over to the heel, push your heart forward again and lift it up. And again, feel by lengthening your upper body, it's helping to open the hips back a little bit more. If you need a little bit more. But let's have a couple more here. And then again, let's stay. And maybe bring the elbows back down. You might be happy on your hands. If you're happy on your hands, stay there. Breathe into your hip. As you breathe out, try and soften and relax around your hip. You can again add that little rocking, just easing your left hip over to the heel. And again, that little rotation through your upper body, trying to look gently over your right shoulder. And breathing out as you rock. Breathing into the centre. Out to let it go. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. And once more. And then you can just enjoy. You can just stay here for a little bit. Breathe into the hip. Breathe out, let your upper body feel a little heavier. And then when we're ready, elbows lift, hands walk back. Reach back so your palm faces forward with your thumb up to the ceiling. Then you bring the insides, the arch of your foot into your hand. Turn your shoulder to the side. Lift the front of your ribs. Now just gently pull the heel back to the bottom for more stretch down the front of your thigh. Or you might feel just holding the leg here is already giving you enough. Breathe into your thigh. Breathe out, then try and encourage the stretch a little further. You can always start to rock the hip again, down towards the heel. And again, just a little squeeze of that left buttock to push the hip down. And a little lift of your heart as well. A couple more. So you're almost pushing the knee back and the heart forwards. All that stretch comes down the front of the thigh, across the front of the hip. And maybe just into the lower tummy as well. Once more. And then you finally get to release your foot. Bring the hands down underneath your shoulders. Bring both knees back in underneath the hips. And let's just move the back one more time. Let's circle. Draw the belly up, scoop forward and lift. So just moving your spine. Let the head move. Eye gaze lifts. And the eye gaze comes back to your thighs. There's a bit of work in there for the shoulders too. I'm sure you don't mind that. Once more. And stay. Tuck the toes under, lift your knees. Step your feet forward. So feet hip distance apart. Allow yourself to hang. Now elbows can stay on thighs. Or we're going to cradle the elbows. So you can take your hands to opposite elbows and let the forearms sink down to the floor. But remember, you're still trying to make sure your back is supported. So lifting the belly, sucking it up towards the spine. Bringing the chin into the chest so the neck stays lengthened. And maybe letting the arms go a little deeper. You've missed the down dog legs, you're too late. You're way too slow. Hands come to the floor when you're ready. Belly to back. And a restack of your spine. Just allow the arms to downward. Belly towards back. Chin tucked in. And not a crack or a crunch when you rise, that's lovely. Breathe in, lift the arms, turn your palms and just press both hands up. pull the heels right down to the floor. And again, you can finally let those ribs lift. And then pull both hands back down. And again, breathe in, lift, turn your palms and press. Stretching from your heels all the way to the heels of your hands. And then bringing both hands back down to your thighs. Those shoulders rise. And they drop. And we go again. And now we can go and make a cup of tea. Drop the shoulders and give yourselves a round of applause, ladies. Well worked. Thoroughly stretched on the hips again today.